And this side will go on the tenon, and then it tightens down. These jaws tighten down on the tenon. After we get the outside shaped, then we'll flip it around and we'll screw it onto the lathe, and then we can work the inside. Right now we're got to turn our tenon and just continue to get this the shape of the bowl done. So I'll get back with you in a few minutes. Well, we're starting to get our shape now. I've sped the lathe up a little bit so I've got it all balanced out, and we're starting to get the shape of it. You see we still have a little work to do right here. Got some bark there. Got a nice grain pattern here working. There's a limb there. I'm gonna put a pedestal. This is my jaw chuck, and then I'm gonna put a pedestal on it to sit on the table, and then a gentle curve out that'll take the rest of this. And so this is going to turn out to be more of a platter, I think, than a bowl, but it's going to be a pretty thing. You could set a cake on it, so I think it's going to turn out real nice. So I'll be speeding the lathe up once again, and as soon as I get this curve worked out and get this worked out, then I'll be putting the jaw chuck on and turning it around so we can start working the inside. Well, our bowl is turned into a cake platter because I had to take so much out to get rid of this flaw. I left a little bit of it there on the edge, but basically I've got the shape I want, and this will sit on a table, and cake will sit on top of it, so that'll be a really nice piece. It's time now to put the jaw chuck on there. So let me grab that. Showed you this before, these jaws, and then they tighten down on this tenon. Like so. And that gives us the opportunity then to work the front side of our piece. So I'll take it off of the spindle. Now we'll flip it around. And we'll remove the faceplate. check it for trueness. Got some wobble there, so we'll reposition the jaws so that we can get that wobble out. And then we'll start working on the face. I'll show you that in a minute. Well, I've got it mounted on the there, got the wobble out of it now. So we're ready to start working on the face. I'm using a different tool rest now to kind of turn the lathe inboard and over the bed. So I'll be working through this outer section and see what happens. I'll continue to work on this and I'll get back with you in a few minutes. Well, I'm just trying to make this top flat so that a cake can sit on it. And so I'm just working across with this riving knife to flatten the top. Every once in a while I check it for trueness and lay a flat bar across here and see how we're doing. It's a little high right in this part right here. So I'll take a little more off of that. It'd be better if it was a little concave than a little convex, because the cake, can sit on there and settle in. So I'll keep working on that and I'll get back with you in a few minutes. Well, now we've got the face flat, and you can see that right there. And then the base is all turned. So now we'll just start the sanding process, and we'll start with about an 80 grit, and we'll keep sanding until we get up to around a 400 grit, and I'll show you what that looks like in between each of the stages. This is my little rotating orbital sander that I use with an 80 grip pad on it. And looks like we're just about through with the base sanding on this. That's going to look pretty nice, I think. Give you a little closer look. So I'll keep working, and I'll get back with you soon. We'll finish sanding this thing out. Get the tool marks off and everything. Well, I'm getting down to the final sanding here. We've got some 600 grit paper that I'm sanding with at this point. Trying to put a little final sanding finish on it. Let's see what this looks like. There it is. Start to see the grain popping out in there. So I'll show it to you in a little while when I get the final sanding done. Well, I've got the final sanding done, and I put on the first little coat of finish. I'm just using a real light oil, teak oil, on it, and put that light coat of teak oil on there, and you see we've got some really nice grain patterns now. Nice and smooth. We're going to let that oil sit on there overnight, and then we'll do a little steel wool, about quadruple aught steel wool brush on it, and then we'll put some natural wax on it, like a beeswax. So I think it's turned out real nice. It's 14 inches across, so you can put a good sized cake on that, and that should work just handy and dandy. Well, here's the finished product, all sanded down and completed. 14 inches across, which is a big chunk of wood. It's pretty heavy, and it has the base on it, and finished out the bottom. There's my brand. So it's all ready to go.